Nowadays, very few of us in Britain ever go hungry. And unless we're unfortunate enough to be on the dole, we tend to eat a lot of expensive food. Our consumption of meat and fish and dairy produce is among the highest in the world. But the odd thing is, although we buy a lot of expensive food, we still tend to eat bread-lined dishes. Dishes that were invented by impecunious housewives in the past to make a lot out of very little. The Yorkshire pudding and gravy to make the beef go further. The Scotch broth and the bread and butter pudding and the bubble and squeak to use up the leftovers. Housewives in the past discovered that you could eat almost anything and make it palatable. Even this. Seaweed. Now, we all know that the Japanese eat seaweed, but down here in South Wales, they eat it too. And here they call it laverbread. The village of Penclawdd on the Gower Peninsula, famous for its cockles. But among this ramshackle collection of huts next to the sewage works and surrounded by cockle shells is the place where they process the other harvest from the sea, the seaweed. Sacks of seaweed from the shores of Scotland and Ireland. Not any old seaweed, not the kind covered with blisters you burst as a child, only this kind, like pale green, slimy cellophane. In Scotland they call it sloggan, in Ireland slocht. Here in Wales they speak of baralawa. Botanically speaking, it's porphyra umbilicalis laciniata, and in any language at all, it's a fairly unappetizing meal. To make it fit to grace the best of breakfast tables, the weed must first be washed 4 times. Down the sink go the grit and the sand and the smaller marine life of Galway Bay. And even if it doesn't look much nicer afterwards, it's comforting to know that it's clean. Even Mrs. Beeton might have found herself humbled in here. To make laverbread, your seaweed must be boiled for 7 hours. Like spinach and socks, it shrinks. And as the day goes by, the gently heaving heaps sag slowly into the green frothing cauldrons. The smell that rises with the clouds of steam is like the sad memorial to cabbage that hangs in the halls of certain English homes, a reminder of 1,000 meals gone by. Here, even the most demanding witch might feel at home. For double the toil and trouble, she'd be hard put to it to produce anything which in the end looked half as evil. But there's more you can do to seaweed to destroy its already dubious sales appeal than just boil it. You can boil it and then mince it. At this point, seaweed becomes laverbread. However minced seaweed came to be called bread of any kind is a mystery. If this is the staff of life, then surely one feels life is uncertain. It looks like a lot of things, none of them very nice. And it sells in the shops at 2 bob a pound to be warmed up with bacon for breakfast. Into the cotton sacks to be sent away and sold go shovel loads of dark, blackish-green porridge, for all the world like the skimmings from a stagnant pond. To some, it's a delicacy. To others, a nasty dream. But to Mr. Reginald Roberts, his wife and his brother, it's their way of making a living. Have you any idea how long laverbread's been made in Wales, Mr. Roberts?
Oh, for a few centuries now. We are a 4th generation now.
Your family?
Yes, our family, yes.
Why is it that you have to go such a long way to get your seaweed? Doesn't it grow around here?
Well, chiefly on the west coast. That's only where it grows, on the west coast, you see. We have a little at Pembroke, but with things improving down that area, it's difficult to get anyone interested in picking it, you see, and gathering it. You know, they have a few industries there now, and things are looking up there, and it's a job to get people in this kind of trade, you see. Because chiefly it's done by small crofters and fishermen, you know, and people like that, you see.
Where do you sell it mainly?
Chiefly in Wales, but we are hoping to extend the market into England. And it is going there a little, but chiefly in Wales, you see.
Where do you send it in England?
Well, Midlands to Bram, Manchester, and London, you see. Coventry, Bristol, quite a good market there.
What sort of quantities are you making at the moment?
Around about 2 ton 10 a week. Per week.
And does that go on all the year round?
No, it's a little dropping off is seasonable, like, see the demand, you see?
Yeah.
Comes in around about September to about May. You see? Drops away a little then.
So it's a winter dish, actually.
It's a winter dish, actually, yes.
No, I understand it's usually eaten as a breakfast dish with bacon. Is there any other way of eating it?
Oh, yes, it's a matter of taste. I remember the time years ago when going round delivery of the van up in the valleys when they'd see them eating it, kiddies eating it between bread and butter and the colliers and that kind of thing years ago. They were very fond of it and still are.
And sandwiches?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Is it a good food? I mean, is it nutritious?
Oh, yes, it's very nutritious and it's a lovely flavoured thing when you get used to it.
Now, most of the laverbread's eaten in South Wales. Have you tried to push it outside Wales using high-powered marketing techniques?
Yes, we did try a little on the tin inside a few years back. But funny enough, an American arrived here the other day and he was interested in it and he suggested we should change the name and call it deep sea spinach, you see? And taking it over with a knife and freeze it in sort of a block, pound blocks, 2 pound blocks, and with a nice label and all that kind of thing. And then they could fridge it and sort of cut a slice off as they required it, you see. So I think it'd be a good idea.
You going to take it up?
Well, yes, I think we'll have a go at it.
Oysters and poverty always used to go together, and it's the same sort of story with salmon. Laverbread in the bad old days was always there when the cupboard was bare. But now, it's on sale in Swansea's smartest hotel and at a London nightclub. And it deserves to be. Good night.